would now like to invite Dr. BVR Mohan Reddy, Founder Chairman of Cyient and former Chairman NASSCOM, to address the gathering. Dr. Reddy is a pioneering figure in the field of information technology and engineering services in India. As Shantanu mentioned, for his outstanding contributions, he has received a Padma Shri this year. So,
thank you. His Excellency, Governor of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Sri ESL Narasimhan, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me congratulate TalentSprint, led by Shantanu Paul and the rest of the team, for creating such an outstanding facility here, which is not only modern, but it has both the ability for the students to touch the faculty, as also try to make an attempt to touch the cloud. I certainly was very impressed, Shantanu, what you have done, and congratulations again to you and your team. I'll just share 3 thoughts with you this morning. One is that certainly skilling at this point of time has to be done at scale. It can't be 10s, 20s, and 30s. On that count, Shantanu gets the full points from me. Because what we have as a need in this country today is that there are 1 million people graduating every month. There are 10 million people who are graduating every year. There are 100 million people who will graduate in the next 10 years. And these people, the Honorable Governor was talking about it, we do have challenges with our academic institutions. That's a separate topic that we can talk about, but do have challenges in terms of being employable. We have a challenge in terms of not getting employment for these people to a very substantially large number. It varies anywhere between, say, 15% to 25%. That's where the number is. So therefore, there's a need for making sure that these people become employable. The second one is, as technology comes into force, and technology today, I'm sure many of you are aware, is at its best. It is actually, the velocity of change has become very dramatic at this point of time. So with that type of a technology that we have, if we just look at one industry vertical called information technology, we employ 4 million professionals. And if you say, no, they're not all direct software people who write code or who probably architect the machines or project managers, even if you take 50% out and you say traditional businesses are still there, you still have a need at this point of time to at least skill 1 million people, reskill at least 1 million traditional people. The third component, which is also equally important, is as we see agriculture is becoming less and less profitable. You are seeing that there's a major shift from agriculture into the mainstream, be it manufacturing or services. And that, I believe, is a number which is about 5 million people. So therefore, there is enormous amount of need. And that need can only be addressed by making sure we have scale in skilling. But if we are to achieve the scale, let's look at the second point that I want to bring about, is that we also have a fairly well-recognized challenge. We don't have enough of faculty. Not that I'm saying faculty can be replaced by technology, but technology is one way of solving the problem. And TalentSprint and Shantanu are demonstrating that to us today. So the ability of a single teacher to now have a class which can be now listened to or can be addressed to about 20,000, 30,000 students around the world. He was sharing with us there are 19 different countries from which his students come from. And how is that possible? Is A, you use internet, B, you use a platform, whichever is the platform that he uses, but primarily they're all MOOCs, massive online open courseware. That's a platform that could be there, and as a result of that, you are in a position to address a large number of people. So to me, the second point I'd like to emphasize, there's a need for scale. The second one is need for technology. And a third one is that we need to also make sure that we are at the leading edge of technologies. Because as I said a little while earlier, there's enormous amount of disruption that happens. In my generation, 40 years back, I worked on a programming language called autocoder. I'm sure many of you were not even born at that point of time. We saw number of changes that happened, whether it was then becoming BASIC or Fortran and so on. And finally, people said C++ was the ultimate of languages. But what is it today? I'm sure a C++ programmer who has at least got 15 years of experience still gets lower salary than a young man who just got to learn Python. So therefore, the skills are changing quite dramatically. Technology is changing dramatically. And as a result of that, you need to have skills also which have to be extremely current. So if you want to be in this particular business, you got to make sure you got to bring in current technologies. And current technologies could be whether it is talking about languages. But equally important is things like artificial intelligence. That's where I'm more impressed with what Shantanu did with this TIA, the artificial robot. The bot that's where the software system as such. So therefore, AI, people said oil was the wealth in the past. Or the recent past that we also heard data is going to be the wealth of the future. But I will tell you that AI will be the, artificial intelligence will be the wealth of the future. So we have got all of them in one single location called TIA. And all of these things are now housed with TalentSprint. And I'd like to further add saying that the fact that we are doing personalized training, which brings in a new element into this whole concept of putting together talent in this country. Again, Shantanu, you started on a good journey. We'll wish you all the best, but you have several challenges. We're all there to help you. Thank you very much, and God bless you.